144 points on my bench boost in Game Week 29. We look forward to my team selection for Game Week 30 and looking forward to bringing in a big Norwegian striker. Let's get into it. Good day, mate. Welcome back to the channel. My name's FPL Roo and welcome back to another FPL video. In today's video, we're going to be looking at my Game Week 29 team. So I did score a massive 144 points, a Game Week rank of 50 and 50k that is. And then we're going to be looking forward to my Game Week 30 team. But let's get into my Game Week 29 team first. Like I said, a massive score, 144 points minus a 4-point hit. So in goal, we had Kepa, who didn't get a clean sheet as Chelsea did lose to Villa, so he ended up on 1 point, but he did get a clean sheet against Liverpool and a save point too, so really happy with that. 8 points for Kepa. 8 points for David Raya too, which with no clean sheets is brilliant, and 4 goals conceded over the 2 games. He did, however, pull off 11 saves in that game against Brighton, so he did manage to get 3 save points and 2 bonus points, and then a 2-pointer against Man United. So yeah, pretty happy with the goalkeepers, 8 points for each. Would have liked probably 1 more clean sheet, but we'll take that. For the defence, so disappointment of the week probably is Luke Shaw. So obviously Man United lost 2-0 to Newcastle, so they ended up with 1 point, Luke Shaw, in that game. And then Luke Shaw got booked and came off injured after 36 minutes in the game against Brentford. It's a little bit annoying as Man United did keep a clean sheet in that game. So he would have got a clean sheet points, but I guess it's just one of them things. I'm annoyed as well because I was hoping to play him this week, and I'm just well, we'll get onto that in team selection, but I'm just hoping it's not a serious injury, and he is back very, very soon. If he's not back this week, I just need him to be back for Game Week 34, which is a double game week. Next up, we'll go on to the other disappointment. So Rico Henry, so he was technically on my bench, same with David Raya. Yeah, disappointed. Conceded 3 against Brighton, so ended up with 1 point and then 2 points against Man United. Would have liked 1 clean sheet in them 2 games, but they are really tough games. 2 away games against good teams too. But yeah, overall 3 points. So yeah, just one of them ones. Probably would have been better going to Chilwell, which I know a lot of people did do. Next up, we've got Estupinan. So he did play both games, which is great. I know a lot of us were worried that he would miss the first game as he did play in Australia a few days before that Brentford game. Although he conceded 3 in that Brentford game, he did get a clean sheet against Bournemouth away and ended up on 7 points. Again, it would have been nice to get an attack in return, but I think I'm just being a little bit greedy there. Botman ended up with 9 points, so a clean sheet against Man United with 1 bonus and then 2 against West Ham. So a shame he couldn't get that clean sheet against West Ham as well as the game against Man United, but for a game against Man United at home and West Ham away, 9 points is great. Really happy with that. And then Trippier just keeps on performing, keeps on doing the business. He got an assist and a clean sheet and 3 bonus in the game against Man United, and then he got a 2-pointer against West Ham, so ended up on 14 points. Really happy with that score. My joint second highest scorer, if you're not including captain with the double points. So yeah, really happy with that. So let's move on to the midfield now. We'll start off with another disappointment. So Bruno Fernandes. So my transfers were Shaw in and Bruno Fernandes in. Overall, my transfers did end up being positive, but we'll move on to that later on in the video. So blank against Brentford and a blank against a blank against Newcastle and a blank against Brentford, but he did get a yellow card and he did get a clean sheet, so he ended up being on 4 points. Disappointed. He's, by the looks of the heat maps and stuff like that, he is playing really, really deep. It's something I did mention on a deadline stream, FPL Matt Day's deadline stream last week, that he might be playing a bit deeper. Now Casemiro is out, Eriksen's injured, and he ended up being deeper than Sabitzer. So that is something that is worrying, but hopefully Eriksen is back soon. Casemiro should be back in a few games too from that suspension. So I'm hoping Fernandes can chip in with a goal or 2 leading up to Game Week 34, because Game Week 34 is going to be a week you're going to want Fernandes, really. Man United do have a double game week, and it's a pretty good one. So Villa at home and Brighton away. And if he's playing deep, it's not a good option really, because Man City double in that week and Liverpool, so it'd probably be better off going with one of their midfielders. So hopefully he can chip in with a few points and make it worth keeping him until game week 34. We'll move on to the Brighton midfielders now. So Solly March, only an assist, and obviously got 2 appearance points in each game and a clean sheet in the Bournemouth away game. Again, I would have liked a goal, but 8 points. It's just one of them things with double game weeks. Is okay, your player might not score a hat trick every game, but the appearance points, the clean sheets, the little assists, they kind of add up. And 8 points is a good enough score for me. Mitoma just keeps, the guy is ridiculous. Ever since the World Cup, I remember my friend, good friend of mine, FPL Matt Day, recommended Mitoma in the World Cup fantasy as like a one to watch. And ever since then, he's just been tearing it up for Japan, tearing it up for Brighton. And he did get a goal and an assist in this double game week. He also got 1 bonus and a clean sheet point against Bournemouth. I didn't captain him, so it was my not my highest scoring player, but he was my other. It was my vice captain, so maybe I should have captained him, but I did captain Rashford instead, and it was looking like the wrong decision. And it was in the end the wrong decision, but only by a couple points, so it's not the end of the world. Rashford did get a goal and 2 bonus and a clean sheet point in that Brentford at home game, although he did blank against Newcastle. So although I should have gone Mitoma in hindsight, I'm not upset about 2 points from Rashford. So Harvey Barnes was my other transfer in. So I did go Odegaard to Harvey Barnes. I was talking about it in my team selection video, as I wasn't too sure if I wanted to take the -4. In the end, I lost the point because Odegaard did get an assist, so he ended up with 6 and Barnes ended up with 9. So that's 3 points plus the -4. So it ends up on -1 point. So it did cost me a point. But Barnes does have Bournemouth at home this week, whereas Odegaard does have Liverpool away. So I'm hoping Barnes can outscore him this week and make that transfer a good transfer. The reason I did take out Odegaard is I'll probably want that spot for a Man City midfielder or a Liverpool midfielder for double game week 34. And I will be playing my free hit in 32. So I'll get an Arsenal player in for that. So I felt like it was only from 29 to kind of 31 that I really needed this player. And I'll probably get him out 31 for a Man City or Liverpool player anyway as an early transfer. But yeah, Barnes did get a goal, so happy with that against Villa. Leicester have been terrible, but they are still scoring goals. So I'm happy that I've got Barnes, and for that Bournemouth at home game, it's literally a must-win game for them, and I'm hoping Barnes can turn up. Now onto the forwards. So Ivan Toney, he didn't get his yellow card. It's probably the main thing, so he won't be banned for the next week, which is great. He didn't get that yellow card in the first game, so again, he wasn't banned against Man United. He did blank against Man United anyway, but he did get a goal and 3 bonus against Brighton, sorry. That game was just an incredible game. Both teams, I just love watching both of them play. Just a bit jealous. I wish Spurs could play like Brighton. Like Brentford are just like tough team, got goals. Ivan Toney's on fire this season. So yeah, happy with Ivan Toney's 11 points. And again, this is just another great example of if it was just a single game week, Toney would have got 9 points, but because of the double, he got 11. It's a double-digit haul. Who knows? If he got another assist, he could have picked up more bonus, and it kind of racks up. But we'll talk more about that with my highest scoring player of the game week, which is Ollie Watkins. So Watkins got a goal and 2 bonus in the Chelsea game. So that was 8 points. And then in the next game, he got a goal and 3 bonus. So literally 5 of them points are bonus points. So he's only scored 2 goals and he's got 17 points in total. If that was a single game week, he'd need to score a hat trick to get them sort of points. So this is why I always go for the double game week players if I can. Obviously, sometimes it doesn't work out, like Luke Shaw, like Fernandez. But 9 times out of 10, well, maybe not 7 times out of 10, it normally works out. Also, one of my bench players for this week was Harry Kane. Really happy with his goal. He did get a yellow card though, but he still ended up on 2 bonus because Spurs did concede in the last minute. So the Spurs defenders did lose their bonus and Harry Kane got up there. So Disappointed Spurs conceded, but happy Harry Kane got the bonus. So my bench ended up on 29 points. Really happy with that. Over 20, I would have been happy. And yeah, massive score of 144 -4, a game week rank of 50.5 thousand, and now I'm up to 291k in the world. I'm hoping I can get to the top 200k. My lowest ever finish was 136,000, so if I can beat that, then I'll be over the moon. But yeah, we'll move on to game week 30 and then have a look at our transfer and who's the best captain choice. So we'll start off in goal. So I have gone for Kepa this week with Wolves away. Although Chelsea have been terrible this season, they have been keeping a lot of clean sheets, and they did manage to keep one out against Liverpool, which is not a great achievement this season. But still, I do trust Kepa over Raya this week. Raya does have Newcastle at home, and Newcastle have been on fire recently. They've started scoring a lot more goals. They may be not keeping as many clean sheets, but they're definitely scoring goals, and they've scored 5 against West Ham, 2 against United, and yeah, they're looking really good going forward with Isaac and Wilson. So that's the reason I've gone for Kepa. In defence is a sticky one this week, so I'm not too confident on, apart from one. So I'm confident on Trippier, Brentford away. Although, like I said, Newcastle's defence hasn't been as good as it was earlier on in the season. Trippier can chip in with the goals, he can chip in with the assists, he's on free kicks and stuff like that, and he's great for bonus points. So I'm happy with Trippier with Brentford away. Henry, Newcastle at home, I'm not happy with at all. Although Brentford can be decent defensively, like I said, Newcastle have been scoring loads of goals recently. So I'm not too happy with playing Henry, but I don't think I hate it that much enough to take a -4, to be honest. If there was a clear and obvious player that I'd get in, maybe someone like a Man City defender, or if I was kind of down to, if a few players weren't playing and I was going to end up playing 10 men, then I would make the transfer. But with the fact that he is going to play, I don't think I'd take that -4. I could start Estupinan or Botman. I have been thinking about Botman as going double Newcastle defence, but as I've just mentioned, they're not as strong as they were earlier on in the season defensively. Estupinan is an option with Spurs away, but I feel like Harry Kane's inevitable. Although Brighton are a good team, Spurs have to surely start showing a bit of fight and a bit of desire to win games and put out performances. So that's why I've left him on the bench. Luke Shaw is my other defensive option. So he did come off injured against Brentford in game week 29. He does have Everton at home, which is a good fixture. Everton haven't been scoring loads of goals recently, and defensively they're not the best, apart from that clean sheet they got against Arsenal in Sean Dyche's first game, and then maybe one more after that. They haven't really kept many clean sheets. So I do fancy United to keep a clean sheet, but Shaw is flagged and he probably will be out of game week 30. But hopefully we can hear more from the press conferences from Erik ten Hag either today or tomorrow. So it's likely Estupinan will be coming on. Although I'm not happy with defensively, I don't really want to double up on Newcastle defense for this game because Ivan Toney can score against anyone. So that's why I've gone for Shaw, Henry, and Trippier, with Estupinan probably coming on for sure. But yeah, let's move on to the midfield, which I'm a lot more happier with. Defense is a tricky one this week, like I've said. So if you have got good defenders, it's a chance for you to make up some ground. Say if you've got any City defenders or United defender that might play, yeah, definitely hats off to you, and you're probably going to make up a lot of score on other teams' defenses. But let's go on to the midfield, where hopefully they can carry me through this week. So the midfield is going to be where I think most points are going to be scored this week. We'll start off with the United boys. So I have got Rashford with Everton at home. Again, really happy with that fixture. Everton's defence is not the best, and Rashford has scored in that double game week. So he has kind of broken his little drought of 2 to 3 games without a goal. Well, Man United have in general, to be honest. Although I'm happy with Rashford, I'm not really that happy with double Man United midfield / attack with Bruno Fernandes. Like I mentioned in the earlier part of the video, he has been playing a little bit deeper. Probably one of Man United's deepest midfielders at the minute. That's not where you want him if you've got him in your FPL team. You want him to be in number 10. You want to be picking up the ball in these pockets, kind of in front of the defence, making 1-2s with forwards, with Rashford, with whoever's on the other side, taking penalties and stuff like that. I'm sure he'll still be on penalties, but he just loses that attackingness threat from assists and stuff like that by playing deeper. So hopefully he does play a bit further forward and he can get on the ball a bit further forward on the pitch. But yeah, I'm not over the moon with that. I don't mind if Fernandes does play a bit more forward, but looking at it now, yeah, not the best. Matoma, Spurs away. Brighton would definitely score in that game. We've been shocking. Spurs have been shocking defensively. I can't see that changing, to be honest. And Matoma is the go-to guy for Brighton at the minute, I feel. He has been, literally amazing since the World Cup. And I do fancy him to get a return in that game against Spurs. Ashley Barnes, Bournemouth at home. Great fixture, must win game for Leicester. He did get a goal last time out in the double game week, as we've mentioned already. Hopefully he can get another one, and Leicester can, even if they don't get back to winning ways, hopefully they can score 2 or 3 goals, and Barnes is a big part of that. But yeah, really happy with this midfield. Just not sure on Fernandes. Apart from that, looking really good. But we'll move on to the strike force where it's looking good too, and there is my transfer in for this week. So the forwards are looking really good too. So we have got Harry Kane with Brighton at home. Although Brighton are a really good team, Kane just keeps on scoring. He scored 4 in his last 5 games. No matter if Spurs get the win, if they draw, if they lose, Harry Kane is more than likely going to score. He's literally been so good this season. Scored 22 league goals, 6 assists, and he's on 189 points, which is literally incredible. Considering we're all kind of ranting and raving about Haaland, he's literally only like 14 points off Haaland. So Harry Kane is a must-have for me, especially the next 2 weeks where he has 2 home games. He has Brighton at home and Bournemouth at home. Next up, we've got Ollie Watkins, who has been on fire recently. He's literally, his last blank was game week 26, and then even before then, his last blank was game week 20. So he's only blanked once since game week 20 to now. So he's literally doing so well. Villa are looking really, really good. They've won 5 of their last 6 games. There is a slight chance Villa could get top 4, and Watkins is a big part of that. And with Forest at home this game week, it's going to look like it's going to be a goal fest for Aston Villa, as Forest are pretty bad away from home. Although Watkins, I won't say prefers away games, he does like to be on that kind of last man, play on the counter attack. But I still think he can get returns at home, and I still think this is a great fixture for him. And I'm hoping for at least a goal. So my transfer in this week is Ivan Toney, who has Newcastle at home. It's nothing against Toney, really. He's been doing so well this season. 17 goals, 4 assists, and the first highest scoring striker on the game, behind Kane and Haaland. But Haaland is a different level. He's been injured the last week, so he missed the Liverpool game, which is great for me as I didn't have him in my team. But for that Southampton game, and he's got Leicester at home in 31, he is a must-have for me if he's fit. He was pictured in training, scoring headers, scoring goals, so I feel like he is fit. And with that Bayern Munich game in between game week 30, 31 and 31, 32, I feel like Haaland will play both league games and both Bayern Munich games, then miss out on the FA Cup in game week 32. That could be wrong, and he could be rested in both league games, but I feel like he'll play at least one. And but for me, I feel like he'll play two, as he hasn't played a game of football since game week 27. So, and that was quite, when was that actually? That was the 11th of March or 12th of March. So it's been a while, it's been a month. So I feel like he needs to get some game time to kind of remember how to score all them hat tricks. Hopefully he can do that now he's back in my team. Although he may come off after 60th minutes, that I'm not saying he won't if the game is won. I am confident in Haaland to do the business in 60 minutes, to be honest. There's been games, say like the Bournemouth away game in game week 25, he's got a goal and an assist in 71 minutes. He got an assist against Aston Villa in 45 minutes. He's got a hat trick against Wolves in 60 minutes. So he literally is proven he can do it in 60 minutes. And for me, that is why I'm putting the captain on him. Southampton are terrible. Apart from when they play Spurs, they're terrible. Leicester are terrible. And I'm hoping Haaland can do the business. Let me know below what you think of my team, and let me know what transfers you are going to make this week. Smash a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And good luck for the game week.